Hey QC Life, today I am at the DeMayo Law Offices bringing you an inside look into their 2025 Arrive Alive Scholarship Program. Now let's meet the man behind the mission.
Early on in my career, I kept seeing this replay of teenagers with severe injuries or deaths over and over. And in those days, it was underage drinking and driving. And the fact pattern usually went something like this. Best friend driver, responsible for the death of best friend passenger in the front seat. And it kept reoccurring, and who we would meet with are the parents, obviously. I think the only thing I've ever seen in my career worse than losing one child is a family that lost two children in one wreck. So we said, all right, what can we do to raise awareness? What can we do? And it's crazy to think, but it's been 23 years since we've been doing this scholarship program. And the idea was to go into the schools and get rising high school seniors to make a submission, either a written submission, now they can do TikTok submissions or videos or billboards or something, because what we have found is, I can tell you something, but if your buddy who is 18 or 19 says, hey man, don't get behind the wheel and drink and drive, let's have an out for you. Or alternatively, maybe distracted driving. We're doing all kinds of things when we're behind the wheel. And people tend to forget, you're going 60 miles an hour, 70 miles an hour. That's a weapon. I mean, you're really driving a bullet, potentially.
You have taken something that's typically a dark time and really decided to convert it into a light and opportunity for people. So in terms of the logistics of this scholarship, I know that, like you said, 23 years in the making, but what's going to be different this year?
We recognize that the cost of college and expenses and books, and it just has been something that's exponential. So instead of doing $1,500, $2,500 scholarships, we're doing 10 $5,000 scholarships. The idea is if we get submissions that can kind of resonate with that peer group, it's ultimately, our goal is just to raise awareness. And by the way, it doesn't just stop in high school. I mean, the pressure actually intensifies when they go off to college to drink and then get behind the wheel. So the idea of having the awareness of, you should never drink and drive, but if you've been drinking, you should have an out. There should be a kind of an excise clause that someone take care of you, or that you certainly don't get behind the wheel.
I have to ask you, as a father of four, when you look back on 23 years of submissions and stories and hope, what stands out to you most?
I often get postcards and letters from scholarship winners, and they give us updates on where they are. So they've not only taken, this probably a small little portion of awareness, and they've kind of rolled it out to something bigger and been more of a force in that regard. At the end of the day, I'm a firm believer that we're all put on God's green earth to help each other.
Michael, I think everyone's question now is if they want to be involved, if they want to share their story, their submission, how they can help people, what's the best way to do that?
Sure, so eligibility is for local high school seniors. The deadline is March 24th. They can either get an application at their high school, or another way is they can download the application with all the rules and submission requirements from our website at DeMayoLaw.com.
Michael, thank you so much for shining a light, creating awareness, and creating this opportunity for more kids to be involved.
This segment of QC Life was sponsored by DeMayo Law Offices.